Hey everybody, I'm back. It's the LEGO Maniac. Just want to apologize. It's been a little bit since last video. I try and do these once a week, but this last week has been kind of crazy. Been having school and there's other life things that happen, life and other happenings. But anyways, I'm back. So yeah. Today, I thought we were going to do something kind of easy today. Kind of, on the shorter side. So some of you know, besides just being a, LEGO, I guess you could call historian and everything that I do normally, I love to, who doesn't build LEGO? I don't just collect information about it and collect minifigures and make fun videos for you guys to watch and all that. I also do build a lot. And so I thought today I kind of show off some of the things I've built. A couple of them are what I call rebuilds. When I refer to a rebuild, it's basically a LEGO set that is an official LEGO set that LEGO has actually, done and released and sold in stores and everything. But I have basically taken the instructions and used my own spare parts to rebuild it. Sometimes I build it with a little bit of a twist. Sometimes I build it fairly faithfully. Okay, let's be honest, I usually build it with a bit of a twist. So there's a couple of them today that I'll show you that are kind of custom rebuilds. The other two are, one of them is kind of a rebuild, but it's kind of not. You'll see what I mean when I show you. And then one of them is a complete my own creation mock, as kids are calling it these days. And yeah, I've actually gotten some kind of comments from this because you will see I did some interesting things with some part usage. I think you'll like it. And then if we have time, I'm going to I do have one last rebuild. I'll either show you this video or another video. Maybe I'll make it its own video. I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know before the end of this one. But some of you have seen the clone ATTE that they have. They just released a new one in stores. This is, I think, the 4th or 5th one they've released in total. I did a rebuild of an older ATTE. I believe it was like the 2012 or 13 ATTE. But I have one of the original LEGO ones, and I like it. I really like the ATT. It's one of my favorite Star Wars walkers. I like it better than the ATST and the ATAT. Actually, I like it a lot better. I already own one of the older models. I have my rebuild now, and I'm considering getting the new one in a couple of weeks here, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I really like it, and so I rebuilt it. And a lot of you know I do a LEGO comic called The Mandalorians Clan Shadow, about a group of Mandalorians who go around the Star Wars universe doing little odd jobs and missions. They interact with the Resistance. They interact with the First Order. They got their own kind of little storyline, and there's a team of them. And so I built basically a Mandalorian ATTE. This is like if the Mandalorians got their hands on an ATTE and tricked it out for their own purposes. So I'll be showing you that either today or in the next week or two here. Pretty badass if I do say so myself. But yeah, another thing I was going to talk about really quick, we're going to be starting another kind of, I know these videos that I do, I haven't had any negative complaints just yet, but I do know they're a little on the longer side compared to what some people usually watch, or what some people usually are used to. I think my very first video was an hour about there, and I apologize for that. It was my first video. I thought it deserved to get that time, so you guys could kind of get a good introduction to me and what I am and what I do and everything about me. But yeah, my normal run time for one of my weekly videos, I want to keep between like 20 to 30 minutes, around there. I think that's a fair estimate. Now, I'm not going to keep like I'm not going to like schedule these things and like script them out and everything, because it really does depend on what I'm covering. Like later on when I cover, we are going to be looking at some point the Ninjago theme and its minifigures. We're also going to be looking at some point the Star Wars theme, and at some point the Harry Potter theme. all three of those themes, they're probably some of Lego. They actually, they're not probably. They are Lego's longest running themes to date. Besides, of course, town and city. And because of that, and also because of how many sets they've released, especially in the Harry Potter and the Ninjago, actually all of them, they've been fairly saturated with sets, especially compared to some other themes. They have a lot of minifigures to go over, and a lot of minifigures, and I have a lot of the minifigures from these themes. So those, of course, they're probably going to be broken up into like part 1, part 2 videos. They're probably also going to be capping the 30-minute mark, probably closer to 45 minutes, maybe even an hour. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not scripting these things. We're kind of going with the flow here. But anyways, I want to say I recognize that we do usually do like 20, 30-minute videos, and that's great for a once-a-week thing. We have an idea that we're going to start playing with here in the next couple weeks for short little like 5-minute videos. Basically, they're tips, tricks, and things for like building tips, building tricks, for just little stuff. I mean, you know, little clips that you can just, you know, watch and give you some, maybe an idea, maybe give you a trick on something. You know, it could be anything. I mean, it could be everything from a tip or trick on how to identify a Lego set. A really quick modification to an existing Lego set to make it do something a little different or give it a cool little extra feature it didn't originally have. I don't know, maybe I'll show you how to make use of all those annoying brick or Lego separators you have in a box somewhere, or you have piled in a tower to the side of your Lego shelf. I don't know, we'll see. I got ideas. Anyways, that's coming up. Little short clips. We're gonna call it, they're gonna be called quick bricks. Quick bricks with LEGO Maniac. So yeah, and who knows, maybe I'll get with the little monsters to help. I do know that Banshee, my middle monster, is going to be joining us for the Ninjago videos coming up in a few weeks. He's really excited about that. Ninjago is his favorite theme. So yeah, anyways, let's get started. Okay, so I got a couple of these things. I think we're gonna start with the Dragon Fighter. Okay, so 2 of these fighters that are actually, they're all fighters that I have here for you. I have 4 of them to show you right now. 2 of them, like I said, are one of them is 2 of them are rebuilds. One of them is kind of a rebuild. The one that's kind of a rebuild and one of the other ones are actually rebuilds of the 2016 Resistance X-Wing. If you guys remember that, it was the gray and blue X-Wing fighter that came with Poe and a Flame Trooper and I think a BB-8 unit. Now, the first one I'm going to show you, I'm calling it the Dragon Fighter. You'll see why. Like I said, this one is kind of a rebuild because the core of the vehicle was designed after the Resistance X-Wing, the 2016 model, but I rebuilt the rest of it. The rest of it is a complete mock. You'll see here. So this right here, and I built a cool stand for it. Now, these stands that I built, if you want me to just drop me a comment, I can show you how to build these. They actually are, I guess you could call them rebuilds of the stand that comes with the Buzz Lightyear Starfighter, the XL-15 Starfighter. That came with the brand new Buzz Lightyear movie. But yeah, if you're interested, I can definitely show you how to make those sometime. That could be one of my quick bricks. But yeah, just let me know if you're interested. So anyways, this is the Dragon Wing. Now it's called the Dragon Wing mainly because of the nose cone here. You can kind of see that right there. I added these little flares to the nose cone. It kind of reminds you of a dragon snout a little bit. Now, I gave this to my Mandalorians. A couple differences is in it that, so like the Legos X-Wings, they have those landing gears on the bottom. A lot of people don't like the landing gears, especially the front one. They kind of felt that was annoying. So on my 2 X-Wing rebuilds, I actually use skids. So both of them use the skids. Of course, both of them have the astromech in the center. This one, of course, only has the 2 engines, while the X-Wing usually is a quad engine. And it's got the elongated wings. It also has these cool little dragon wings on the side, also why it's called the Dragon Fighter. Of course, like I said, I gave these to my Mandalorians. So this is one of my Mandalorian clan shadow pilots in there, or characters. This is Scarlet. She also, when she's not wearing her helmet, she has pink hair. Yeah, she's cool. So yeah, this is the Dragon Fighter. It is, like I said, the core here, from here all the way down along here. This is all built from the 2016 Resistance X-Wing core. And then of course I rebuilt the engines back along here. I actually really like these engines. I really like using the Technic pieces along with the engines to kind of give it that cool, like, mechanical look. But yeah, I rebuilt the engines back here. I did some redesigning on the back of the ship here, kind of give it a little bit of rounded look and everything, because it's not an actual X-Wing. But yeah, I mean, and of course, like I said, it's got just the single wings. It doesn't have the S foils like the X-Wing does. But yeah, so that is my that's the Dragon Fighter. Cool, huh? I really do like this little fighter. It's a cool little ship. Next, we will look at, so this is since we did the Dragon Fighter, we'll do my other X-Wing rebuild. Now this is a direct, or kind of a direct rebuild of the 2016 X-Wing. It is an X-Wing. So one of the characters I have for my Mandalorians, her name is Mira. She is an alien pilot that works with the Resistance, and she interacts occasionally with the Mandalorian clan. She also has her kind of cranky astromech droid, R3SY, also known as Psy. And so her kind of story or whatever is she grew up on the Outer Rim flying fighters for like bandits and stuff, until she finally was able to afford to buy parts to her own X-Wing. And then so she went and she built her own X-Wing fighter, and she started flying that, and she was actually recruited by Poe and the Resistance to fly for the Resistance. And she joined willingly, not necessarily because she agreed with the Resistance, mainly just because she wanted to fly, and they gave her the opportunity to. So the idea behind this fighter is it is her own custom fighter, which you will see. It has her own little flares to it. It's obviously a patch job. It's not all like 100% normal, like cobbled pieces. But so this right here, this is the Mira X-Wing. Like I said, you can see it has all the little flares and everything to it. It also has, like, there's extra flaring back here by the engines to kind of give it a little bit extra protection, but also just some personality. And who knows, maybe they also kind of help with like interdimension or atmospheric flight. It's got the yellow and orange striping and the black, which is kind of her color scheme for her fighter that she uses. You got like some alien script back here. Like I said, if you look at the engines and everything, they're obviously, that she's using mismatched parts from different things. Her engine core is a little different. If you remember, I believe the 2016 had a purple or violet engine core. Hers is green, and she's got a little bit different electronics and everything back there because she's tricked out her fighter a little more intensely than the average X-Wing has been. Of course, you've got her droid Psy back here, which I'll pull him out and show you. So this is Psy. He actually is one of my custom droids. This is R3SY. He's a cranky little droid who likes to give back talk and everything. And then you've got, I'll pull her out as well. This is Mira. So unlike most pilots, Mira does not wear a helmet when she flies. And that is partially because her race has very sensitive, pointy ears. This is Mira. And like I said, she's got the pointy ears and everything there. And so she doesn't wear a helmet because of that. She's a very kind of young, quirky alien pilot. Her race is very very gifted when it comes to piloting. She has very quick reflexes and everything, which is why she's such a great pilot. Part of my little story for the not just the Mandalorians, but like my little bit of the Star Wars universe is this is before the end of the Resistance, before the 9th Star Wars episode. And this is so Poe is leading a he's in charge of a X-wing squadron called Black Squadron or Wraith Squadron. I actually have all like the whole squadron is put together. I think there's like 6 X-wings, 3 Y-wings. There's 2 Y-wings, 3 A-wings, and there's a transport shuttle. And together they make Wraith Squadron, like an elite squadron that handles all the tricky missions. And you know, they do more than just like fighting. They also do like espionage, and you know, they do lots of different stuff. Anyways, so Mira is Wraith 2, so she's the second in command of Black Squadron. And of course you got the S-foils work completely. Like I said, I use the skids on her ship. I personally think it makes her ship a little more versatile when it comes to landing. She can land under different some other environments that other X-wings can't necessarily land on. Her X-wing is also a little, like I said, it's a little tricked out compared to some other X-wings. She's got extra engine components that she's added. You kind of see back in here, her X-wing is like a little faster than your average X-wing. And yeah, so that's Mira and her Mira R3SY and her custom X-wing. So yeah. So onto my, so we looked at that one. Now we're gonna look at my other rebuild. Now this rebuild, a couple months back, or a number of months back, when the Buzz Lightyear movie was first coming out, I don't think it actually been out yet, but the Lego sets had come out, and they released the XL-15 Buzz Lightyear Starfighter. I really like the Starfighter. Actually, I thought it was a really cool Starfighter, just from the beginning. And then I actually was able to get my I didn't actually get my hands on the model. I couldn't really afford at the time to get my own one, like to buy the actual official set. So I do what I do, and I made a rebuild of it. I downloaded the instruction manual for the ship from the Lego website. And I sat in my living room for about a day and a half digging through my bazillion Lego pieces, putting this thing together as best I could. I will admit I was not able to piece together I did not have every piece required for this guy, which sadly, but I did the best with what I could. And even though it's not 100% exact, like part-wise, it still comes out to be a very faithful copy or representation or mock of the original set. So this is my version, or my rebuild. I'm going to take the base off the bottom here. Once again, these bases are designed after the one that actually came with this set. If you're interested in those, let me know. I can include them in a Quick Bricks one of these days. So anyways, this is my version of the ship. I changed up the engines a little bit there because I did not have the original engine pieces, and like I said, I like the Technic in the engines. I changed up the color scheme a little bit. There's also a little bit of difference like along the side of the cockpit here. Let's see. You can kind of see right here, this is a little different than what the original ship has. It's just because the XL-15 came with some new pieces that LEGO had never released before, including they were basically a 1x1x2 brick, which is, we've never seen that before. And then also the pieces that went along the side here by the flaring by the window, or the little angle pieces. We have not, I think we've seen them actually before, but we have not seen them very often. They're not a very commonly used piece, and so I was very saddened to find that I did not have those pieces in my inventory. But yeah. So yeah, that's that. Now I modified it a little bit to hold an astromech in the back. I got one of my alien pilots kind of piloting the ship there. No, he does not have a name or anything. I've not named him or the droid yet. I needed someone to, be in there to pilot my ship when I showed you guys, so he's there. I gave it guns, or I gave it like a little blaster guns underneath the wings, so that it actually could be a fighter. So now it's armed and dangerous. But yeah, there's my little my rebuild of the Buzz Lightyear Starfighter. Later on this week, I will be releasing a quick bricks of how to actually mod your own XL15, because my modification for the astronaut droid is actually very simple, very easy, and I will be actually letting you guys in on how to do that. You don't even have to really change the build at all. You just have to remove a few pieces. So I will show you guys how to do that later on in a separate video later on this week. But yeah, since doing this rebuild, I told you I love this ship. This is such a cool ship. And I since acquired 2 of the actual sets, so now I have a full 3-person squadron, or a flight wing. So that's how much I like this ship. If you haven't picked up that ship, I strongly recommend so. Excuse me. Like I said, it is an awesome little build. It's an awesome little ship. It's a lot heavier than you think, actually, when you pick it up. But yeah, so it's a really cool little ship. And the characters that come with it are pretty awesome too, actually. I really did like the figs that came with the ship. So anyways, yeah. Now, last but not least, this is the one that I mentioned that is 100% my own mod, not a rebuild at all. I built this 100% from scratch. This guy's actually, I've had this guy built and assembled for maybe about a year now, or a year or 2. And he's still in one piece, which is a little surprising. Especially 3 kids in the house. But so a couple years back, or about 2 years ago, I think, I picked up a Lego lot. And in it were pieces from one of the Boeing Lego sets, like the really big Boeing sets, the one that have like the big gray wings that are huge. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. And so I built a Boeing at first. I had most of the fuselage pieces and the cockpit pieces and the cabin pieces, so I was able to actually build an actual, like my own version of a Boeing, which was great and all. Then I took it apart because, like, as much as it was cool, I didn't have an airport for it to go in. I wasn't planning on building an airport, so it kind of wasn't a good set for me to keep around, especially how big the thing was. So I started looking at other things to build with it. And that's where the kind of core idea for this set was. It was I needed I wanted to try and use the wings from the Boeing in a unique way. I also wanted to kind of use some other pieces in unique ways. So that's where this is another Mandalorian ship. This is the Mandalorian SC3 long range scout fighter. It is fairly big. It is actually, even though yes, it's technically to scale with your like the 2016 X-Wing and everything, the wingspan is a lot bigger, a lot longer, and it is a little bit bigger on the back and everything. You'll see here, this is the wingspan. I reversed the wings from the Boeing and used them for the wingspan of the ship. Also, there's this little cockpit piece down underneath here. You can kind of see that little this right here is an old, they use it a lot in the 90s for a lot of like the space themes. They also used it in some of the underwater, like Aquanauts themes in different colors for cockpits. Usually they'd use it the other way, and they'd put a cockpit cover over the top of it. 90s builders especially, you know what piece I'm talking about. You recognize that piece. I reversed it, which is not something you see in a lot of builds these days, and used it on the bottom. So this ship, the idea behind this ship is it is a scout fighter, but it is a long-range scout fighter. So it is designed to go very, very long distances from home. It actually has in the back here, so I mean you do have, like, it's fully equipped for, you know, fighting. It's got the big heavy blaster cannons right here. It's got laser cannons back here. On the underside, it actually has a ground mortar that it can drop from the underbelly, so if it needs to, like, you know, destroy something on the ground, it can, you know, do it very easily. It of course has a astromech slot on the back, similar to an X-Wing or a Y-Wing, And then the other cool thing is on the back here, you actually have this back here. Yes, there are engines here. Yes, this is part of the engine component. By the way, see, I told you I love those techie pieces for the engines. Cool, huh? But this ship, it's not, like I said, it's meant for long range. It's not meant just to, like, you know, fly out a few light years and turn around and head home. It's meant to actually go, like, kind of exploring, land on other planets, stay a little while, you know, check things out before the rest of the fleet shows up. So on the back here, you actually have this right here. This opens up, and there's like an engine, kind of an engine core component right there. So you can fix the engines and stuff like that. But then that closes, and then this right here opens up. And inside here, you actually can open this. There is like a little, you can kind of see in there, there's a little nav computer. So like a communications computer and everything, like, you know, you got scanners and stuff. So basically you can park this guy on a planet and go back there, use that computer, scan the planet, check out the area for the safety of the ship, you know, send data home. There's also, you can kind of see in there, this whole area back in here. This is a cargo, like a cargo hole, actually goes in there pretty deep. So you can pack it full of weapons and equipment and everything, that whatever you know, whatever you think you need. And then that all just closes up there, and you got your little ship there. So got one of my my Mandalorians piloting it. This is Nomad. He's one of my exploration kind of Mandos. But yeah, this was kind of one of my other really cool mock ships. I really did like this guy. This is one of the ones I experimented a little bit with, like different kind of using actual pieces for symbolism on the wings there. You know, just I was playing around with the different ways to use parts and everything. I was actually really proud of the nose on this. I built the nose on this guy without any like assistance from like no referencing of any X-Wing models or anything. I kind of just built it from scratch, and that was my first time ever really playing around with this kind of a build, you know, for a spaceship like that. You know, a lot of my other builds that have either been rebuilds or they've been very simplified. Also, like I said, the interesting part usage. Excuse me. The gate doors on the bottom as part of your some of your detail work, you know. So this is probably one of my favorite starfighters I built. It's definitely kind of impressive build. Also, like, you know, the guns are a little different on either side. You know, they're a little different than your normal gun, but also different from even each other. Kind of like, you know, this thing is not just a spaceship. This is something the Mandalorians built, you know, and this is something that they maintain on like this is their own personal ship. Like they built this thing. It's not just one of those factory, you know, models that they pick up somewhere and, you know, take it into the dealer every once in a while to get tuned up. This is something that they work on, they repair, and yeah, it's meant to look that way. So yeah, all right. So we're hitting the about almost a half an hour mark here. It's a little longer than actually was really planning for this video, but that is totally cool. So we're gonna cut it right here. We'll do the ATTE later. Maybe that will be my Thanksgiving video. I am planning. I know this one was a little late, and I apologize. Like I said, I apologize completely. Life just kind of got in the way. It happens. It's going to happen, and I apologize. But hopefully, you know, showing some of my own creations kind of made it up a little bit. I'm proud of these things. I like them. Hopefully you guys like them and enjoy them too. Maybe give you some ideas and inspiration for your own builds. I hope that's kind of why I do what I do, is I want to educate you guys on Lego and inspire you to build your own stuff. Because that's what Lego's meant for, right? The whole point of Lego, play well. So yeah, we'll do the ATTE later, and then like I said, later on this week I will also do our first quick bricks video, and I'll show you how to modify the XL-15 to hold an astromech droid, so you too can take your XL-15 and make it a Star Wars vehicle. Yeah, because that's what you guys all dreamed of. You all dreamed of taking one Disney franchise and turning it into another Disney franchise's spaceship. No, I know. I got you guys. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna drop you guys actually one more question, just because I really wanna to kind of build a community with you guys. I want to get to know you guys. I want you guys to get to know me a little bit. I wanna, you know, Lego is meant to be a community thing. Lego, you know, the Lego events, Lego stores, Lego building, sharing. Lego wants their product to be a community building catalyst. And I completely agree with that. I think that it is great because it can bring families together, it can bring friends together, it can bring communities together, and it has been. And I want to kind of encourage that. So I'm going to ask you guys a really quick question. This is totally actually not a Lego question. It kind of is, but it's kind of not. You guys have heard me reference, you know, just talk about, you know, getting, you know, when I drink coffee, I'm a caffeine kind of, you know, junkie. We're just going to be honest about this. I have a problem. I don't drink enough caffeine. No. I was curious, you know, like, what do you guys do when you build? You know, like, what do you guys? We're gonna make this a little more focused, just to kind of make it a simple, easy question. What do you guys? What's your beverage of choice when you guys are building your Legos? When you bring a new set home from Target or Walmart, you sit down, you turn on a movie or a TV show, you know, maybe a Below Deck is on, the new episode of Below Deck is on, or maybe the new episode of Lego Masters is on, and you're gonna sit there, you're gonna watch your show, you're gonna build your set, and just kind of crash for the night. What do you guys drink? Like, what? Like, seriously, like, I want to know. My answer, I will. How about this? I will give you guys my answer in a couple days, as a quick break. So yeah, drop me some comments. Drop some comments. Drop me some messages if you want to. Like on my you can check me out on Facebook, the LEGO Maniac. I have a page. Send me messages on that page. You can also ask me questions through that page if you need help with Lego, identifying parts, pieces, minifigures, whatever. I am here to help. Excuse me. What I know is completely at your disposal. Just ask me any question. If I don't know the answer right away, I know where to look. I know how to find it. And I will gladly turn my otherwise useless skills, abilities, and knowledge to helping you with whatever questions and problems you got. But yeah, drop me messages. Tell me what your favorite beverage is while building your Legos, mock or set or otherwise. I will give my answer in a few days here, and if you guys want, let me know in your comments or let me know in your messages, and I will give you a shout out in that video, and actually I'll tell people what your answers are. If you are okay with me sharing, just let me know. But yeah, hit me up, let me know, and we'll see. Other than that, I got nothing. I'm good. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys had a good day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe. The more of you, the better. The more I can reach, the better. The more people enjoy these videos, the better. Yeah. So, play well, everyone. I really enjoyed this. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I will see you next time.